Well, we got ourselves a ton of toy news, including Loyal Subjects masks finally. Masks coming for sale. New Transformers. Everybody loves when we talk Transformers. And so much more. We'll talk about it all on this episode of Geek Dad Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Live. My name is Jay. With me tonight, we got Quip, and Gary is back. He's alive. And a special guest returning to the Sunday live stream for the first time in a minute. More recently on the Toy Geeks podcast.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. You know from his channel named after his name, Mike Kaese, but also
that's really creative
as a co-host of the Secret Galaxy, unplanned, unscheduled, unannounced live streams. That happens sometimes on Saturday nights.
Most of the time. Yeah.
9-ish? 9?
Sure. Yeah. Honestly, I've been moving time zones around so much, I have no idea what day of the week it even is.
I dig your style. I love just we pop up when we pop up, and whoever joins.
It's a peaceful life. Like every time, just like I don't know, we'll just do something. I'm like, it's nice.
No expectations. Gotta love it.
Yeah, just let it ride. Like yesterday, you all had Mad Hatter on.
I had no idea he was even going to be on it. Dan did not tell me.
Dan treats you like Jay treats me. Then
100%. Yeah, I had to roll with it, and then I thought, I know who he is. I've never met him before. But like I know he's into Flipper, like he was doing that thing, and I thought they were going to talk about that. And suddenly it took a hard left turn, and we're talking about where they used to work at 20 years ago for like an hour.
It was a while, okay? The Print Plus store or whatever.
Print Plus, yeah.
And they got into it. They were like dissecting pictures of the store and stuff.
It was fun for me because I'm just trying to keep up. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. You get.
They were speaking their own like framing language.
100%.
It was incredible.
I think they're actually going to start a stream about framing. It's just
I'm here for it.
You're not. That's been talked about. I'm not even kidding.
If Kate and Dan do like a framing, I don't know. There's a lot of ideas there. It could be good. It could be very good. All right. We got a lot to dive into, but Mike, thank you for being here tonight.
Pleasure.
One, it's always a good time hanging with you, but two, you are a Transformers collector, which the other three of us are not.
Wait, what?
So many Transformers. I got so many Transformers
up there.
There you go.
And so super excited to have somebody that actually knows about Transformers as we talk about them tonight. But Quip, you studied really hard this week on it.
I did. I have a newfound appreciation for Transformers, really digging into them, to the different lines, and I look forward to the conversation.
No planet, what'd you say? Boggytron? What'd you call it?
Boggytron, I don't remember. I think I may have said Planet Energon.
Planet Energon.
That was wrong. I know it's Cybertron. Just sometimes you're just ripping.
All right, let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping on a Sunday night. Let's scroll back just a little bit. Here we got Derek over Culture Vulture Video Power Gaming. Something that StreamYard, I guess, is doing. It's giving like their actual names, not like their bird usernames. That's I don't like that.
I see that now.
Yeah, Shelf Presence, Ashnod, Alpha Magnus, Dorlaxian, Stanley Eberhard, Shiny Plastic People, Rondo Toys, The Boglin, Dorlaxian, Tony Taponi, see Extra Creepy, The Retro Goat, Toy Geekosaurus, a nice Damn It Gary in there, gotta love it, Mecha Man Blade, Bacon McShig, Toy Manoids, J-Rod, E. Leo, Brick Something, Daytherian is here, Daytherian, let's see, Z-Man at the Party, Jay Wink, Mike Traverso, T3K, Technicolor. Oh my god.
Oh, I dig it though. It's like, what is it? Leet speak? Is that throwback to the early 2000s?
Yeah. I clearly don't speak it, but Technicolor is going to be at our party at San Diego Comic-Con. Go ahead, Gary. You had something.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, Tech is a friend of mine. I work with him. And I didn't realize he watched the show until last week when he gave me the whole backstory. So
Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tech.
Gary's friends with everybody. Makes me jealous. James Venable is here. Allison Troy. Minute a Muncher. I love that. Matt Bush is here. And so many more. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hang out with us tonight. We got a couple GDL family memberships gifts for Allison Troy, 5 GDL family memberships, as well as Shelf Presents gifting 5 GDL family memberships.
Making it rain.
Yeah, right. 10.
Yeah.
A family.
Welcome to the family. Except for Chris, who definitely probably didn't get it. And we have a couple of anniversaries. Minute Muncher, 15 months. Angry Elf, 32 months. And Toymanoid's Secret Framing Galaxy.
There we go.
What a quadruple win tonight. Yes, Nostalgia Unboxed. Johnny New Toys in the house.
He charges me money on social media anytime I say nostalgia, and I had to block him because I just owe him money. I'm never gonna pay it. I just owe him. I owe him so much money.
You have a tab. You can never pay it off.
That's right. Never gonna pay it.
Here's the thing. Jonathan, good friend of mine. We live like 5 minutes from each other. But I gotta say, he's used the Nostalgia Unbox moniker for a long time. He doesn't do anything nostalgia based.
Nothing. It's all current stuff, right? Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's not all. It's newer toys. There's still some nostalgia behind some of these animes. These animes have been running for north of 40 years.
Don't defend him. Don't defend him.
I got your back, Johnny.
Nostalgia bootlicker over here.
But it's funny. He was just like, because we've been trying to throw the idea around to do like another toy convention kind of thing in Raleigh, and we were driving from some toy show, and he's like, you know what we could call it? We could call it NostalgiaCon, and I won't charge you nothing for it. But then I looked it up. There's already a NostalgiaCon.
Of course there is. It's like
you just need to make it bigger, right? Just if yours is bigger, it'll trump and overshadow the existing one.
You're not going to make it bigger because I've done their show and it's massive. But
and if Gary's there, that's how you know
you can make it better. So
actually, it's a fair point. Matt had a reviews. Great call out. Also, he's a special host on Secret Framing Galaxy. He doesn't even unbox anymore on screen. He cuts to the toy already out of the box. Boo this phony.
It's just false advertising at this point.
Maybe he should change his name to Modern Out of Box.
Modern already opened.
MAO.
August from Brian Brinkmaster of the charts. He's future-proofing his channel. There will be nostalgia for this stuff eventually.
It'll come back.
It's a big brain move.
Yeah.
Big brain move.
It's the long game.
That's what my third channel will be, Actual Unboxed.
There you go.
Mince with box. Oh my God, what a fraud. Mike Chiralico. Okay. So before we dive into anything, Mike, I'm excited you're here tonight because you are one of the guests at our big San Diego Comic-Con party. Toytubers Unite at Nite. Folks, tickets are selling. And they're selling a lot faster than I thought they would sell. I'm going to be completely honest. I was like, there's just a part of me that was worried that nobody would buy any tickets. Tickets are selling. We have a limited amount. So if you are at Comic-Con, or even if you're in just, in the vicinity of San Diego, California, come on down. Mike Kaese will be there. Mad Hatter will be there. Nostalgia Unboxed will be there. Dan Larson will be there. Kyle Peterson will be there. And so many more. It's going to be a fun party. Are you excited, Mike?
I'm so excited. I'm excited for this. I'll be honest. A little disappointed because I was also planning on going to see the Aquabats that night, and now I can't because obviously I have to go to this. Like, I'm not going to go see the Aquabats.
What kind of Aquabats?
I don't know, but I'm also 43 years old. I'm not doing both. Like, I'm too old to do both things, man. I'm a one or the other kind of guy. Yeah. But I'm mostly excited for like the sleepover party Dan Larson and I are going to have on my friend's couch because we're staying at my friend's house in downtown San Diego, And like he asked me, he's like, "What's the sleeping situation?" I'm like, "I have no idea, honestly. I think he's got a big couch. Like,
Wait,
Are you gonna sleep head to toe? Like,
yeah. Is he in,
are
is
you
he
gonna big spoon, little spoon? Are you
I mean,
flipping a
honestly,
coin? Okay.
I mean, he's got the bigger channel, so he'll get the couch, I'll get the floor. You know, you have to like dip.
You're not gonna like.
I'm kind of expecting maybe, I don't know. I expect him to come in and just take over my friend Ryan's just entire bed, like kick him out. Like, hey, do you know who I am? I'm Dan Larson. I've got
Hollywood.
You know, we're going on 500,000 subscribers. I got a big channel. You got to get out of here. This is my place now, kind of thing. You
got to think outside the box too. You got to make a pillow fort using the couch, like use the couch
so
for
smart.
a fort that you both
can
sleep in.
I like a pillow fort.
Honestly, I'll probably be too drunk from the party to do it.
It is open bar.
Yeah,
we have 5 lanes of bowling.
Yeah, because it's Tavern Bowl, right?
Yeah, Tavern Bowl. So, okay, you know it. Yeah. And we got a stage set up, and it's going to be a fun event. Already kind of thinking through the agenda for the live panel. And yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. We have Mondo Toys going to be there doing giveaways. We've got Bolairs going to be there doing giveaways. We got Mad Hatter Toys that's going to be there doing giveaways, and hopefully more to come. So it's worth $108 alone for the free drinks for 2 hours.
Oh, that's like 4 drinks in San Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the food, with the giveaways, hanging out with your favorite Toytubers and fellow toy collectors. It's going to be one of the best nights at Comic-Con. So don't rest on your laurels. Don't wait till it's too late. Get your tickets. I'll put it in the chat. We'll put it in the description as well. Come on down. Come hang out with us and have some fun. Oh, hey, we already got my ticket. Exactly.
Awesome. Robert Palladino.
Which is it's a little stressful to like put a bunch of money down on a venue, but luckily people are buying tickets. I feel a little less stressed now.
They're showing up. That's important.
That's the important part.
That's the important thing.
Well, if we sell out, then I'll just be stressed that nobody shows up. But that's
doesn't matter if they show up. Like you already sold the tickets.
We'll have a good time.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
What does it cost for Chris? That's a fair question. Shiny plastic people, Chris. I think double. I think his tickets would be double.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
I think it's only fair. But anywho, all right, let's jump into the news, and let's talk about the thing I'm kind of like weirdly super excited about. Like, even though I'm not a diehard mask fan, I have a mask collection, vintage mask.
Nothing weird about it.
Well, it's not like a top level tier property, but just something about what Loyal Subjects is doing with this mask toy line. It's got me super pumped. They've got a Comic-Con exclusive mobile defense unit, aka Rhino, that comes with a bonus 2-pack of the Kid Tracker and the T-Bob.
Scott.
It's a Scott Tracker. Thank you.
Scott and T-Bob.
Yeah, and again, I have the vintage ones, the detail, like the extra stuff they're adding to these. And I feel like, Ace has from Ramen Toys has a bone to pick because they're kind of doing what he was doing, but not, I guess officially. But
I think that's the difference there. Like he can have a bone to pick all he wants. They're going through the proper channels over here.
Exactly. Well, it's built off the work, the unlicensed work that he did. But they look so freaking good. They've actually they're not just redoing the vintage thing. They're not quite originizing, but giving us updated collector level versions of these vehicles that are still relatively the same scale. And these things go on sale on July 1st. Mike, you're our guest. I'll give you first take at this toy line. Is this doing anything for you?
It's doing everything for me.
Okay.
When I was a small child, growing up in North Carolina, where you are now, I lived in Winston-Salem.
Oh boy! Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Gary's no, you're outside of Winston-Salem, right? You grew up?
Yeah, I grew up in High Point, so right outside of Winston. Yeah.
Yeah, so like my first 6 years of life was in Winston-Salem. I remember getting Transformers, He-Man, going to Pizza Inn and having my birthday parties at Pizza Inn. Mask was my number one, like more than Transformers, GI
Whoa,
Joe.
okay.
Like whenever it was like Make a Wish or whatever, it was I want all the Mask toys. That was every, and now it'll never come true because I said it. Like once I said, I told you, so it'll never come true. But this is everything I wanted. Like I never had the Rhino growing up. My friend Dale across the street had the Rhino.
Oh.
I never had a Switchblade. Never even saw it in stores. I didn't even think it existed because I never saw it. No one ever had it. I did have the Thunderhawk. I have the Condor. I'm super excited to get this stuff back, and I don't even know if I'm going to open it honestly because
Really?
I'm an opener.
I
But the
know.
boxes look so good. And I might have to buy two of everything, but I'm not that guy. My wife will divorce me
Be that
if
guy.
I turn
You
into
can
that
be
guy.
that guy.
I can't be that
Actually,
guy.
I do have a question about that. So
Yeah,
you moved, you're in a new house, you're
Yeah,
setting up this new toy room.
yeah.
Is this, like, is there enough space? Is that what you're thinking through now? It's like, well, this is a finite amount of space. There's not a potential future space.
You know how gas expands to fill a room. So I do have a bigger room. I've got more shelves, and I'm like, oh man, I can display so many more toys. And that lasted like a day, and then I'm like, okay, I'm out of room. I'm out of room again.
It was nice while it lasted, right?
It was like real good one day that I was setting up stuff and thinking of all the stuff, like all the cool stuff I can display that I haven't displayed in years because it's been in boxes and closets and whatnot. And now I can't. I don't have room for any of it. But I'll find room for this stuff. Like
this is what I'll say about the inbox. It's all inbox, so you could take it out of the box and the box will still look good. It's not like
I can
a
display
bubble or
it on the box. Like I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
That's
true.
That's not a bad idea.
And you can always think about having your mainstays in your room and then having a shelf that's almost like a window display in a store where you're switching things in and out seasonal.
Yeah.
Break out the Universal Monsters in October. So, think about designating a transient collector
Sure.
shelf, right? Where you can display different things at different times whenever the mood strikes you.
I love this like quips. I love these.
So
Fun fact.
are you buying all of these, Mike? Is that what
I'm
you're doing?
I'm in on all of them. Like
Wow.
I want to support it to the point where they get to. I want the Raven. That was my number one. I loved that toy.
The Raven.
Hurricane was cool or whatever. Like I had that too, but the Raven, that front that flips around, turns into like a boat thing. Like I'm in. But I'm super excited to finally own a Switchblade, which I know they can't call it a Switchblade, but I'm gonna call it a Switchblade because like
Have you found out the answer? Why is it somebody else owns it, or is like
I think it's a weapon. I don't know. Like
Rhino. Why can't we call it Rhino?
I think that's a
Trademark.
like a trademark issue.
Okay.
Probably.
You
It
want-
probably both are. But like this, little things like this, or they're
Yeah.
putting like the effects on there. Like that's so cool.
So cool.
It is again like they could have just.
I love this
done-
Gimp mask, by the way.
But they could have just phoned it in and just tried to like retread the vintage stuff, and people would have bought it, right?
Yep.
But they're actually making better versions of these toys, and I love. It's like the Motu Origins thing, and I love this approach, and I got to give Loyal Subjects credit because when they started out, I wouldn't have thought they had this in them. Now we don't have it in hand yet, but it just seems like these are just really freaking cool.
Loyal Subjects, I think it started by making like little blind box, like
Yes.
G.I. Joe
Yeah.
and like stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of like super deformed, like
Yeah,
baby.
little
Yeah.
weird, deformed figures and stuff. Yeah.
But it's just these look so freaking cool. The Mat Tracker one, Dan's gonna buy like 100 of these. Also,
While he's wearing his new one. Yeah.
That mask is awesome that he got.
I want him to bring it to Comic-Con.
I hope he does, honestly.
He kind of has
Just
to.
wear it on
doesn't
the
he?
airplane, man. Just wear it for the airplane ride. Like you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to like actually wear one. You can just like, this is my protection mask right here.
I would die. And think of the content, Dan. This is good content. You're taking
Great
pictures of
content.
you on an airplane with the Mat Tracker mask.
Mhm. Getting reaction shots of crowds as you're going.
He's
through.
watching. He's not saying anything. He's watching right now.
Oh, he's watching.
Oh, he's watching.
I want to see him walk through the metal detector. Maybe even get wanded wearing the mask. Right?
It would be such good. It would be content.
The content would be
It's
so
the
good.
content.
And if there's anything Dan appreciates, he appreciates good content.
He loves content. He loves the word content.
And he's already 6'4", so with the mask, he's what, like 6'8"?
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's
you're really drawing attention.
And the thing that I'll always appreciate about Dan Larson, and then I'll stop complimenting him, is his commitment to the bit. So he would
That's
commit
his thing.
And do it well, do it proper. Okay, Quip, where do you stand on the whole mask of it all?
So mask, I guess, is my new Transformers. Where I don't know a lot about it. It was before my time, but the concept of these toys, like you described it. So one, love the fact that, okay, not only are they just going back and doing this retro property, but they're upgrading certain pieces. They're including the effects pieces, and it's not necessarily like you have to start new. This line could fill gaps in your existing collection, or if you have toy collector regret of maybe at one point you owned all of these and then you decided, I don't care about mask anymore, and then you sold them off, and then you're now longing for them again. Oh, why did I do that? That was such a boneheaded mistake. This is your perfect on-ramp to get right back on the party bus with mask. So yeah, it's cool. It just conceptually, it's just a great toy. I can see why it's been so popular, why people have been yearning for it. And then maybe, so just like the Loyal Subjects is kind of piggybacking off the success of Ramen Toy, what if, hear me out, wait, who owns this? Who owns the IP?
Hasbro.
Is it Hasbro? So it is Hasbro. Okay. So Hasbro
was
has
Kenner, and then Hasbro bought Kenner. So
all right.
I think Tonka bought Kenner, and then Hasbro bought the Tonka Kenner.
It's like a big one of those fish things that just kind of
yeah, right.
But I'm thinking, because I know a lot of people kind of want to see some mask in the classified line, like in classified style.
I know.
And so if this is successful enough and Hasbro sees the buzz around them, could you at least get onesie, twosies? Like, could you get a Matt Tracker? And I don't know who the main villain is.
There's precedent for that.
Yeah.
Because they did Matt Tracker in the classic, the was it the mid-thousands G.I. Joe line?
Yes,
exactly.
25th, I think. Yeah. And yes, so Quip was telling us he didn't listen to Toy Geeks, as Toy Geeks did multiple episodes on Mask that fully covered the property. Well, if it's not, it's okay, Quip. It's fine. You don't have to listen to all of it.
I listened to it, but when you're listening to it, you're not actually watching the toys. So it would probably be better served watching than listening.
Yeah, I feel like, the Toy Geeks podcast is better watched than listen, but Dole will tell you you're not a real fan if you actually watch the show instead of listening to it. But
Dole says a lot of things.
But to me, the just the overall approach to this is I think the thing that's the most exciting about it. But if I remember from that podcast series, Dan, like his wish for like the Mask property, because in that show, I think we knew of these toys coming out. Maybe I don't know if it was announced yet, but in that show, kind of like asking, "Hey, what should Hasbro do with the license?" They haven't done anything with it really. His greatest desire was that quip of like, "Hey, I would love for there to be classified, scaled Mask figures. I don't really, maybe the Thunderhawk. Don't need many vehicles, but I'd love to have Matt Tracker, these characters in that classified scale." So yeah, I think that would be really cool. These do really well. We'll see. Gary, how about you? I know you love Mask.
I do love Mask. Well, so I had some Mask. A lot of it was hand me down. I don't have any of it still. So this is a great jumping off point to get back on board, and a whole hell of a lot cheaper than it would be to buy the originals. So
for sure.
Yes.
I can't really say anything that hasn't already been said. I love the box art. I love all the special effects pieces. I love the Moltar looking helmet. It's just great.
Moltar is who I was trying to think of from Space Ghost and the Brack Show. I was like, oh, that mask reminds me so much.
Yeah. That's all I could think of when I saw it. But I mean, I love the scale of these things, and I love that you get a figure and a vehicle. That was what I always liked about it. It was sort of like, to me, the cross of G.I. Joe and Transformers, and sort of where they intersected back in the day, even though nothing's to that scale. So
yeah, no, I agree. And the fact that you're getting again, if you have these figures on the like, they're not great action figures. They're so tiny. They got to fit in the vehicle. Like, there's no paint on the face really, and there's just not a lot of detail there. But the fact they're giving like multiple masks with a mask with effects, mask without effects, and this articulated figure, it's just badass. And that original card or just art, and rubber wheels. Come on.
Yeah, it looks like the figures are still 5 POA, which I wondered if maybe they would give them elbow and knee joints. But
I was hoping for elbow.
They are knee.
They don't have elbow.
They originally had knees, I believe.
Yeah,
they had
so.
They got to sit.
Yeah,
they got to sit.
That tracks. Yeah. But I was hoping for elbow.
Does it mat tracks?
Oh,
Sorry.
I like it. I like it.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sometimes that stuff just pops out and I think about it afterwards. I'm like, I should have just shut up.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
It's a good
it's not Ryan Dole who will say something so offensive has to be edited out of the episode. You're good. It's fair. You're fine. That's a reference to the episode we just recorded with Ryan Dole this past Saturday about Real Ghostbusters 1991. I have to keep reminding myself that, Jay, you have to edit that out before you post it.
How offensive can you be talking about ghosts? I don't want to know.
Ooh, will patrons get the unedited
oh my god
audio?
No, I don't. I'm gonna
no, you gotta clean
patron.
it up.
Is this like a cancelable offense?
No, it's not cancelable. I guess depending on your viewpoints, but it's I was like, oh, okay, no, it's fine. It was objectively funny, just not for mass consumption. I'll tell you guys after we air.
Okay.
No, he's not. He didn't drop any slurs. No. Dole's a good guy, but it was a very spicy joke. Very spicy joke. Anyway,
put it in the chat, Dole. No, just put it in the chat.
You may not even remember. It's kind of just a off the cuff kind of thing. Anyway, so these drop July 1st, including the Comic-Con exclusive. Here's a little question. I got a phone to pick. Is it a Comic-Con exclusive? You're just selling it on BBTS on July 1st?
It's not. It's really not. It's not.
Ooh, are we? Well, it does seem like we're transitioning back to actual con exclusives, right? Like there are a couple of different retailers who are saying,
on the floor,
this is only available on the floor, and any leftover stock may be available at a later date at their, website. But this seems it can still be. It fits the new old definition. The previous definition of a con exclusive, that if it comes out around that time and it's still available online and at the con, it's still a con exclusive. But it does seem like everybody else has kind of moved on from that.
Yeah, but this is going to be at the con and on Big Bad Toy Store. Like, if you could just buy it at Big Bad Toy Store before you go to the con, it's not a con exclusive.
Exactly.
Does anything differentiate it? Like, are Scott and T-Bob only in the con version? Or
no, it's the con version.
No, it looks like they're on the box.
It's got chrome and stuff, right?
They're not doing chrome on these. It's the one negative you could say. They're not doing that vac metal chrome. It's kind of like I don't know what you would call it, kind of silvery, but it's not that same vac metal chrome.
Still looks pretty good.
It looks good.
Yeah.
But it isn't the same.
It is not the same.
But
I don't want it anymore.
And I'm out.
Well, had a good run.
That's what you do to save money. You find the littlest thing that honestly isn't that big a deal, but you make it a big deal. So
that's what you're making about.
Convince yourself you don't want it. Oh yeah, I can't.
It worked back in the day for the console wars. This is why I didn't need a Sega Genesis, and I need a Super Nintendo because I can't afford both, so I have to demonize one.
So you were Nintendo, not Genesis?
Heck yeah.
Okay, I was Genesis.
That's why we weren't friends, Jay.
It's just there wasn't as many games on the Nintendo. I was an NES kid, then I went to Genesis, NES to Genesis. Because that Sonic guy, he just sucks.
Yeah, and your
Genesis worked for us.
Blood if you wanted to put a code in. I get it. You had the better X-Men game. I get it. Okay.
You weren't jealous or anything.
No, No, not at all.
I had Nintendo friends, so we would just split. Like, okay, all right, you come over here, we play Sega. We go over there, we play Super Nintendo.
The Sega Jurassic Park game was way better than the Super Nintendo Jurassic Park game. Like, it wasn't even close. Yeah.
But you still had Mario Kart.
I did have Mario Kart. Had Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Like we had stuff. I had Legend of Zelda, Super Metroid, Star Fox. Like, come on.
Star Fox every generation is like, oh yeah, but you don't have Super Smash Brothers. You don't have Zelda. Like,
I mean,
every time.
We finally got a Super Nintendo.
I got this just sitting here right now next to the desk. I've got it just sitting here.
I got a Super Nintendo when the N64 came out because it was one of those. All right, N64s. Now we had an N64 too. And a Sega Dreamcast. Yeah, we were real spoiled.
You were balling. Look at you.
It's not goal levels of the toy room and collection of your dreams like he shares. But no, we had pretty consistently. What would happen is we had an aunt and uncle who, the rich aunt and uncle, that if we graduated or if it was like an end of the school year, okay, we could all get separate things, or all of the siblings can come together and say, all right, which console do we want? And we'd get a console and then one game and an extra controller.
So you Captain Planeted
exactly
console.
We combined our powers in order to get to the next console. And then some of those consoles we got, as I was going to say, we got the Super Nintendo after the N64 came out because the Super Nintendo was on like super deep discount. Sure. So, and all those games were on sale. So that was the time to pounce. And then we got to experience Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda, things like that. So
yeah, this is going to make me sound like such a wealthy kid, but I assure you, I was the farthest thing from that. I had both, but I typically played the Genesis, and my friend across the street had SNES games, so I would borrow his games and play it in my system. But I didn't have many SNES games. So
games are just so expensive. I had
they were way expensive. Yeah.
So I had like 4 or 5 games, and I'll just rent games from Blockbuster.
Right.
Yeah.
People downplay how much like cartridge games used to cost back in the day. They were like $60, $70 a pop,
and that was like money. Yeah,
that was exactly. It was like 90s money. Like that's like basically $500 now.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
And if you spent that money on a game and it turned out to be a turd, it was the most devastating thing.
You couldn't admit it to yourself. You had to pretend you liked it.
This was the best game I've ever played.
I don't remember the name of the game, but I got it for Sega CD, and it was so expensive. Blew my entire every bit of birthday money, extra money I had on it. And it was a terrible game. I don't even think I played it more than
Sewer
5.
Shark? Was it?
No, it was like
was it Night Trap?
No, it was like some ninja game or something. I don't
there were so many bad games on the CD. So
it was back during they had the full motion video.
Yes,
it was basically pre-scripted. Yes. It was terrible. What a terrible time for video games back then.
Yeah. And that's really why I brought you guys here. I want to talk about how much I hate the Sega CD.
Our CD was amazing.
It was.
I did appreciate on the Sega. You like if you got the Sega CD, the Sega, the 32X, you had like a monstrosity of a console at this point. You put the Sega channel on top of that, where it's just like cartridges and like a couple of Sonic and Knuckles cartridges to go on top.
It was like having a combiner console.
Exactly. A Voltron console. Yeah.
That's a Transformers thing.
Oh,
exactly. See?
Mr. Michael P in the chat called it out. Revenge of the Ninja. Revenge of the Ninja.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think it was a it's MA13. My mom didn't know it.
Man.
Scandal.
I'm not 13, but this has got to be amazing. It's got a skeleton ninja on there. Shit. I was so excited. I thought it was going to be the most badass game ever. My mom didn't.
It doesn't even look like a ninja.
No.
This is when everything was riding the coattails of Mortal Kombat.
It doesn't even look like a ninja.
This is cashing in on the, I guess, visual similarities with Mortal Kombat, but without the gameplay or the same love that Midway put into Mortal Kombat.
It was terrible. One of the worst games I ever bought in my life. Okay. let's get back on track.
What were we talking about?
Masks.
So okay, you're all in, Mike. I am all in, I think, which is stupid because I already have most of these vintagely. But again, I need to do it for content. So I'll be buying.
So it's a tax. First of all, it's a tax write-off.
Sure, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
There you go.
There's a certain point when you just start stacking tax write-offs. Like, no, I think I'm just losing money.
You're just losing money now. Yeah.
but no, I'm all in. Quip, I'm guessing you're a no on this one.
I'm a no, but I am happy for you and Mike.
I don't want to hear about how you're happy for us.
If I said you had to get one.
Ooh.
Like you have to buy one. You have to spend your money on one of them.
Yeah.
Which one appeals to you the most?
I gotta go Matt Tracker and Thunderhawk. I have to, because that is like if I'm getting
classic.
one representation of this
good
line, I mean that's gotta be the go-to.
Good call.
Honestly, I think that's like, even if you're a casual, even if you don't really care, like Thunderhawk on a shelf looks cool. And it's not a big space, sucker or whatever.
It's not a commitment. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's neat. Gary, how about you? What's your thoughts? You're all in, or?
I think I'm in. I mean, these are great. Somebody did ask in the chat earlier what the pricing was on these.
Oh yeah, I think 173 for the Comic-Con exclusive Rhino or whatever they're calling it, mobile defense unit. And then I don't know. Do we have prices? They're all going to be pretty pricey.
I
know
find that
back in the
I thought
day
they were saying like 80.
at
They're not on here yet.
what was it back at Toy Fair? When they revealed them,
Yes,
they gave the pricing with John Warden. But I'm pretty sure those aren't valid anymore. I think
post tariffs and shit.
Yeah. I think the Thunderhawk was like 50. I think the Condor was like 30, and I think I'm pretty sure the Switchblade was like 70 or 90 or something like that.
Yeah, Switchblade was 80. I'm seeing 80 for
yeah.
Switchblade, 50 for Thunderhawk. Yeah.
So I mean, we're paying a premium for these for sure.
For sure.
But still, I think I kind of need at least this first wave just to see how they are. I gotta get them in my hand. I gotta feel them.
I'm kind of like Mike. Like, I hope that if we buy these, then they will continue to produce them and give us more and more and more. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And then to me, it's just getting the packaging. And the only thing I will say is kind of a negative on the packaging. Call me a boomer. It's just like the trilingual thing, like takes away a little bit.
So xenophobic.
Wow.
I know.
Such a boomer opinion.
It is.
Why are they putting other languages on my English mask? Go back to your own country.
In America.
My American toy probably based on a Japanese property. How dare they?
Made in China.
If you were really American, Jay, you wouldn't buy these at all because masks take away our liberty. So
that is true.
Sorry,
That's true. It's true. I can't even indoctrinate us.
I can't even repeat a bumper sticker I saw the other day on this podcast.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you after dark.
Anyway, they took her back. Oh my God. Let's keep moving on. Let's talk about some Transformers.
Let's do it.
Hey, let's do it.
So, okay, here's the thing.
Yep.
No shocker. I'm not 100% all in on Transformers these days, but I have a pretty decent G1 collection here. But buying the 86 toys. So if they get one that I like, I will buy it. I just don't know. Mike, you are a Transformers fan that buys current toys. I'm curious.
You could have just stopped at Transformer. I am a Transformer.
Yeah.
Just no fan. I just am. Okay.
But I'm curious. I think I have a tough time being a casual Transformer.
Sure.
It's just keeping up with all of the different factions and the mythology and the lore. I have a tough time keeping up with it. Is it because I'm just way too casual, or is it kind of difficult even for you that maybe it's a bit more in tune with what's going on?
So it's not tough.
Okay.
If you just pick one thing, like if you just like, I feel like I'm a G1er, I only care about G1 stuff. that doesn't change. Like, sure, he's a tank now instead of a gun because of legal issues or whatever. But like, that's like 40-year-old lore right there. That's not going anywhere. That's not changing. They can change stuff in newer content, like in the IDW comic run, Galvatron was RC's sister, and RC was originally a dude, but Shockwave experimented on her and turned her into a girl, and like, you know, there's all that kind of nonsense going on where they just got weird with it, and I kind of liked it. But you can ignore it. You don't have to care about that at all. And you can look at those and just be like, I like the design of that Optimus Prime. I like the design of that character. And you don't have to know anything about their backstory. That's how I approach Mythic Legions and like Cosmic Legions. Sometimes I don't even know their names. I go, I like the skeleton knight guy that just came out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Thrasis, the first risen, the first child of Necronaut. Cool. Don't care. He's a cool knight skeleton guy, and that's all I need to know. You know, that's how we were when we were growing up in the 80s. Like, we were walking down the toy aisles. I remember the first time I saw Ninja Turtles. I had not seen a commercial. I had not seen the cartoon. I saw Ninja Turtles on shelves. One of them had my name, Michael. It's like, and that was the first. I didn't care about any of what they were. I just bought it because it looked cool and he had my name, and that's all I needed to know.
Yeah. No, I that's my general approach to things as well. But I don't know what is it just about Transformers. I get self-conscious about like not knowing all of the names.
You're a poser. You're like, I don't belong here.
Because like even we had Brick something on last week from Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Sure.
I love Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
I have the same approach with, I love the line. I don't know anything about their story. They can make the whatever lore they want. I don't care.
Exactly. Like they're humans, because in the series it's like I just like cool animals, dude.
I just want that Bard bird that's coming out. Like that Bard bird is everything to me.
But Megatron, I do know Megatron.
Sure.
And this is it's a character, at least for G1, that is always difficult to Chain Quip. FYI, Megatron is the leader of the bad guys.
We know.
But, so clear. One, just as a transforming character, the gun into a large robot's always kind of silly, and you have to.
It was dumb even in the 80s.
It
just was, yeah. And he jumped into the guy who hates him the most hand. Like, hey, Starscream, you gonna take over the Decepticons today? Too bad, I'm a gun now. Shoot me. Like, what? Like, I don't understand that.
Here's the cool thing about this, though. We're the crowd that is saying, hey, no gun, no Megatron. So its alt mode is a tank, but it does come with a gun that you can put into the hands of Starscream, like the 86 movie.
Sure.
So it's kind of I don't know if that's sort of like a consolation accessory of, we get it, legal issues, but hey, still comes with a gun.
It 100% is. Yeah. It's a consolation accessory for sure.
Yeah. But like, to me, it's just like, I don't care, because I have a G1 Megatron.
Sure.
And it's wild how much that looks like a Walther P38.
It's also a terrible figure. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Most of those G1 toys are garbage. They're hot garbage. They don't look. They don't listen. I love Transformers. Born in '82. You cannot tell me that that is Ironhide. That guy doesn't even have a head. He doesn't even have a face. Those toys look terrible. They look awful. They do, and their articulation is bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like.
No, go off, King. You got it.
I just like, and I'm coming from. I'm a huge fan. Like, I have spent thousands of dollars on Transformers at this point. Like, it's embarrassing how much money and time I've spent in this world. G1 Transformers from the 80s, and I will say most of your retro toys from the 80s are garbage.
No one is safe
by today's standards. They were cool back then,
sure,
but it's one of those things that, like, as time has gone on, like you can go back and look at a drawing you made when you were 6, and your mom's like, "That's so great. We'll put it on the fridge. It looks great." but it doesn't. It inherently, objectively looks like garbage. Okay.
Where's Johnny New Toys now? Who's shilling for Johnny now? I'm just saying. I mean, I defended him a little bit. You are spouting all of his.
And I can't say that you can't like them. You can like them because they look terrible. There's tons of movies I like because they're bad movies. Like that's part of the charm of them.
Sure.
And that's fine. But like I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they were the best toys that ever existed. They shaped my childhood. They shaped all of that. Even going back and watching the cartoon, they're talking about like space mega miles. Like, oh, we have to. Where you know, like this was made for kids in the 80s, and kids were dumb in the 80s.
We were. It is so hard. Like, it's funny listening to like Donatello give the Pythagorean theorem. And as a kid, you're like, oh my goodness,
that sounds so smart. Yeah.
And as an adult, you're like that. 7th or 8th grade math. Like, why is that?
Here's let's put a pin. Let's lock into this for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
For starters.
Yeah.
My drawings were amazing. Take that back.
They might have been.
Minute Muncher, I'm sure your drawings were fantastic. They should be in the Louvre.
Like Toy Collector Magazine. I was cool in the 80s too. Today,
you're still cool. You're still cool, Blake.
Still cool.
I will say that my stack of like 25 Toy Collector magazines made the move with me. Okay, I didn't bring any other magazines with me. I threw them all away except for Toy Collector.
That's high praise.
Passing that out there.
High praise. Take two, except for that cassette recorder. Okay, this is I guess I will back up for a lot of G1, Mike. I really will.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You're right about Ironhide. You're right about a lot. Like Megatron is a mess.
He's a mess.
But for me, I think Optimus Prime objectively is still a fun toy today.
Sure.
Aside
aside
from the fists that get lost, I think it's still a fun toy today.
Well, I just unboxed
Soundwave's the best, even back then today.
I think at best you could say he's fine.
Wow.
He's fine.
Okay,
he's fine.
Right. Well, you know what is fine? This Megatron, I need him. I think he looks really good. Like he looks great. Like he won.
Yeah.
And that he looks better than the actual toy, to your point, Mike.
Have they done
well, he actually looks like the character. He looks like the character.
Exactly.
Exactly. And as they mentioned on the stream, I guess even looking at like the back of Megatron, where it's got, I think they were comparing it. They didn't do a side by side, but they compared it to the kibble that's on the is it the Masterpiece Megatron from Takara. No.
Yeah, so it's not as kibbly on the back.
Well,
it's still kind of like slim, streamlined on the back.
Yeah, it is a lot more streamlined. And then they compared it to the what was it? The Megatron they did back in like 2020. It was Earthrise or Siege or whatever. We had like these big tread backpacks and stuff like this.
Yeah,
you can't like aside from the little tank tread shins. There's nothing on here that says I turn into a tank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good. And then I love that they did the comparison here to the 86 Optimus Prime.
He's got to be a little taller.
Well, I think that's who you want. That's who you want paired with it, and I think they look great together. You know,
they do.
So yeah, I think it's a much must buy. Sold out on Hasbro Pulse. I think it's probably still available in some other places, right? Probably. But anywho, excited for that one to come out. Another one that's exciting to be re-released, the G1 style Grimlock, a very expensive figure now. But now more people have a chance to get them. Mike, are you a 86 Transformers fan? You got the original Grimlock already?
Yeah, I mean, I had this when it came out, so I was one of those people like I'm buying this now because it's great, and I have bought all the Dinobots as they've released them. But I'm also not one of those people that's like, I'm mad they're wasting a slot. I can't believe they're wasting something they could be doing something new with, but they're wasting it on re-releasing something, and now my collection's not as valuable as it was.
My resale value.
Yeah, I can't stand those kind of. If you want to invest in something, go buy some stocks. These are toys.
Yeah.
These are toys. Enjoy them. They're toys. And I'm not mad that Hasbro's making it so people can get this at a reasonable price without breaking the bank. Because frankly, it's not worth more than $50. It's just not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is a $50 toy. 50, 60, whatever they're selling them for now.
60 now.
Like, but like they were going aftermarket for like 100, 150. Like
it's a lot.
It's not buy a masterpiece one at that point. Like, what are you doing wasting that much money on this toy? What are you doing?
Agreed. I love this Mike's soapbox. This is great.
you let me on. This is your fault, Jay.
No, I love it.
Now at Comic-Con, you're gonna mix this with alcohol. So
my thought is that we have so many toy tubes. I'm thinking of different segments that will have different people.
That's fair.
Segments.
That's fair.
So everybody gets a chance to talk. Because I feel like if we're all on the stage at the same time, everyone will get like 5 minutes or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But important point to. Sorry, just before we move from Grimlock, important aspect to point out to collectors who might be mint and box collectors that are persnickety. So even though the figure is like 100% a reissue, there is going to be an update to the packaging. That's one of the things that they've kind of talked about. Sure. I don't know what kind of tweaks to the packaging to align more with. This is an
open box 86 series, because the original one it's like scene from the movie or something, right? Kind of.
Yes, because they back then they all had little extra cardboard stands they came with so you could recreate a scene from the movie, which I thought was dumb. I recycled every one of those. Like if you're wasting part of the toy budget on that, like that's just a waste of money. I don't even know what you're doing.
Agreed. I love this in reference to the Comic-Con party. Everyone take a shot when Craig says listen.
That's fair. We're gonna get wasted.
Listen. But it's different enough. Like if you're a minted box collector, whatever. And I missed out on that one, and I've been picking up the 86 figures. So pumped to get this one.
Yeah. Now I will say this is the best. This is the best mainline Grimlock you can get. Even better than like the Masterpiece Grimlock. Like this is objectively the best Grimlock toy you can buy.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I've sold it, but I have owned the Masterpiece Grimlock in the past. Like, why is this one better than the Masterpiece one?
It's more fun to play with. It's more fun to transform. You don't worry about breaking it. It's just the construction's really nice. Like, does it have hollow bits? Sure. Like that sucks. Does it not come with a sword? Yeah, I kind of wish he came with a sword and a gun. That little wheelie thing, you could chuck it in the garbage.
Sure.
But like the Grimlock toy itself is the best Grimlock toy Hasbro's ever made for like mainline Transformers that you could buy at a retail level.
Oh, okay.
RoboSen is garbage.
Whoa.
RoboSen is way too expensive.
As someone who owned a RoboSen figure and sold it,
I have as well.
Actually, I'm just gonna say. Well, I'm not gonna say, but like it's a fun party trick. You get it for like an hour, and you're like, oh, neat. And then what? And then you can't even display it. Like without power, it just kind of droops down. Like the people that wasted $1,500 on the RoboSen Grimlock, I just for basically a party trick. Like it's neat for like an hour.
Yep.
And then it loses all of its luster. You're not going to sit there all day just telling it to convert back and forth. You're gonna app program it for a little bit, and then it's just you're like, okay.
No, I agree completely. I got the Optimus Prime. Was super excited, and it was a hell of a first hour. It was just so fun. Oh my god, it's doing it! And then when you turn it off, it just kind of turns into like a wet noodle.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a limp bones.
Yeah,
dead
Didn't
weight.
you order the trailer too, but then you canceled the trailer?
I did cancel the trailer.
Okay.
I did, and then I sold the Optimus Prime. My youngest son, Alex, did ask Santa for the RoboSen Buzz Lightyear, the one that came out this past year. And
did Santa come through?
Santa came through.
So I think that's at least a little cooler, to be honest with you, because it's like a robot character. I don't know.
Yes, it is really cool. He loves it, and he loves programming it, and he spends a lot of time with it because he just because you can program all these different moves and stuff, and that's where he gets locked in. And I will say it does stand up. Like if he wants to just display it standing up, you can do that with the Buzz Lightyear. You can't do that, at least with the Transformers. I'll be able to do it.
I know my Optimus Prime. I feel like he broke somehow. Every other time I tried to transform, like every time I told him to convert or whatever, like some gear would get stuck, and he'd like be like, "Oh, error," or whatever. Like they do. Like it was just it wasn't as cool as you'd think it would be.
Yeah. All right, let's quickly go through the rest of these here. Thundercracker. Which version of Thundercracker is this? This ain't,
This is from
War
for
the
Cybertron.
game, the War for Cybertron games. Yeah.
Okay.
Games came out around 2010, and so this
it was
finishes
War for
up
Cybertron.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to remember. It was War for Cybertron. What was the other games? There were like 3 of them. I don't remember.
I'm less familiar with the games than I am just Transformers in general. But I do know this is the 3rd in the Triumvirate of Seekers. So we already had Skywarp and Starscream. So this finishes them up with the blue beauty right here, Mr. Thundercracker. So yeah, that's all 3.
Yeah. Cool. Happy for you. That's a lot.
Fall of Cybertron. That's what it is.
This I'm excited for.
Okay.
We got more Constructicons, and I mean, we got the cement mixer. He's the coolest one out of all of them.
Objectively true.
Yeah, as a toy or the original toy, cement mixers were always my favorite as a kid.
We have one of those robot kitty litter things.
Oh yeah, that kind of
yeah. So my wife, I'm going to take credit for this. My wife, because it asks you if you want to name it in there, and people and. My wife's like, why not Mix Meowster? And I'm like, what do you like? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, like the Transformer Mix Master, like Mix Meowster. It's like, how did you do that? Like, I was flabbergasted that number one, like that's such a deep cut.
Right, bravo,
right?
She's showing that she listens.
She does.
You ramble. So
she does.
That's love right there. That is love. I love it.
She's great.
Master
looks cool.
Left leg.
Yep. And we've also got Scavenger.
Yep.
The digger there. Both really cool, and just seeing it all together. Are these?
He looks great.
These aren't the last 2 we need, right?
Those are the last 2.
Those are the last 2 that completes it. Yeah. Because the long haul and Hook
were together.
They're a commander pack set.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for them to come out any day, and then getting these 2. I've already got a spot. I've got a spot over there, just waiting for this to finish up.
Yeah, and then they even talked about some other combiners potentially at the end of the stream.
No, I don't care about any other combiners. It's the only one I care about. Now we good.
Oh, man.
You know what I love about this combiner, as far as the color scheme? It reminds me of the. It's a funny flavor to say, but you know the Nownlaters, the Tingleberry Nownlaters. Do you remember those?
Mm-mm.
No, you could Google just Tingleberry Nownlaters.
How about Nownlaters? They always hurt my teeth.
Yeah, that's probably why. If you ate Nownlaters, you had cavities as a kid. So
I remember these.
Type in Tingleberry, so Ting. There you go. Yeah.
Hopefully,
Flash 81.
Look at
Bruticus
look at that package.
Out.
It's Devastator colors. It's
Devastator. It is 100% Devastator color. You're not wrong.
Okay.
Menasor and Bruticus Flash 81. Bruticus is complete, or I'm sorry, Menasor is complete. You can go buy Menasor now. They've done a recent Menasor. Bruticus Vortex is currently coming out in like the next wave of figures. So they're 100% doing him. I want them to do my favorite combiner, which is Computron. He was the only combiner I had a full combiner of as a kid. I loved Computron so much. He's a random collection of like futuristic vehicles, where like one of them is like a drill tank, which isn't a real vehicle. It's crazy how those were around in the 80s a lot, but like those aren't things. Like this is weird. The Scattershot is a cool spaceship guy. You got a cool car guy, Lightspeed, nose cone. And then Strafe is the other. Yeah, that's Strafe.
Awesome.
Like I love all these. And Afterburner is the motorcycle.
Oh, I had.
But he's like a futuristic like Tron motorcycle. Yeah,
I had this as a kid.
Yeah. This was the only combiner I had the whole set of as a child.
He's pretty cool. I like his kind of old Tampa Bay Buccaneers color scheme.
Yeah. And if you want to get into lore, he was created by Grimlock. Grimlock got smart for like one episode, and then he made this and then transferred his smarts to Computron. He went back to being dumb because like they can't make any permanent changes to a character in a show in the 80s because it has to go back to status quo at the end.
I was in a toy store on Friday and I saw that episode playing and Grimlock was using clear English. I'm like, what's happening?
What is this? This is not Grimlock.
So
not my
what's
Grimlock.
Funny is working formerly with the Department of Defense, when I was digging in and doing my research on Dinobots and Autobots and learning about all the different things, and when I was researching the Dinobots, particularly about Grimlock, I was like, oh, okay, so the Dinobots are kind of like the Marines. And the Autobot, like to the Navy, like how the Marines are Department of the Navy, but if you tell the Marines that, they'll say, yeah, the men's department. It's kind of just, like a fun, like they kind of listen, but then they don't really want to listen. It's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
People in the chat, his feet being off center was a bit of a.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Backs up Mike's point about G1s being garbage.
And they couldn't fix that. They couldn't fix that. Like they designed this, They designed all of this.
The kids will buy it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. At some point, some guy who's like making these in Japan is like, these are off, right? Is who cares?
Skip it.
Just go with
it. But no, that'd be sick. That'd be really sick. All right, let's keep moving on. What else we got here? We got
some Transformers 1, Electra 1. I know was teased after
I do want to see it next to the Optimus. Oh,
there you go. Yeah, it's a good size.
I think if you really want a good scaled Optimus, the one from the Devastation, it's a terrible looking Optimus, and I'm waiting for it to go on sale before I buy it. But he's a little bit smaller, so which it makes Devastator look a little bit bigger, so it's just it's a little more fun.
People talking about the
Alita one. Alita, not Electra. Yeah. That's cool.
Voiced by Scarlett Johansson.
Right. Oh, I like it even less.
You know what? It was actually a really good movie. Like,
I need to watch it. Everyone says
it's a good movie. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
It's a shame that we're probably not going to get a sequel, and it's a real shame.
No.
Yeah.
As someone who's not a Transformers guy, like I really dug it. Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And that mining backpack that comes with Alita 1 also works with Megatron, Bumblebee, and Optimus. So apparently,
because they had that
in
the
movie.
Yeah, she looks great. She looks great. I need to watch it. Everyone says it's great. I will watch it at some point in time. And then we've got our Starscream from Transformers 1.
Voiced by Steve Buscemi.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. And leader of the Fallen High Guard. So this is before they were officially the Seekers, but yeah. Or before he took over as leading the Seekers. But I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it. Fun fact about these two is usually, as we talked about, the three Seekers with Skywarp, Starscream, and Thundercracker, usually they're just repaints. But in Transformers 1, apparently they are all unique designs. So whenever they develop the triumvirate of the Seekers for Transformer 1, they're all going to need to be different sculpts and molds.
Fun.
Yeah.
I just like they kind of have the vibe of like the Cybertron G1 plane.
Yeah, where they're more triangular space type. Yeah.
That's pretty sick. And then we've got, is it Psy Widow?
KSI Widow. Yeah, KSI.
Or like a silent K or something.
No, it's just from Age of Extinction. It was I hated this movie.
Is Age of Extinction Dinosaur? Is that the Mark Wahlberg one?
It's the Mark Wahlberg. It's the first Mark Wahlberg one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And all of these guys, they don't actually transform. They turn into like little particles and like reform, and that's not transforming. It's not transforming, and it drives me insane. Like I left the movie angry because of the stuff in that movie. I'm like, it wasn't just a bad time. Like it made me upset.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's annoying. I didn't realize
it is
that. That should be sacrilege. Should be sacrilege.
It was.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Travis Knight's Bumblebee is still.
Oh, and they called it. I'm sorry, they called it Transformium.
Oh, God.
That
sounds like
that was the name. That was the name of the. And that wasn't even the worst part of the movie. The worst part of the movie was when Michael Bay decided to write a whole scene defending an out of age relationship due to some Romeo and Juliet law. He had, the guy pulled out a card. Is like, no, it's okay. I'm dating your 17-year-old daughter. Here's the law. I have laminated in my car. The best part of the movie is that what's that actor's name that was in Silicon Valley and he was really annoying. He was in the Deadpool movies.
TJ
TJ
Miller.
Miller, he dies in it, and that was the best part of it.
Beautiful.
He just
there you go.
Okay.
All right.
But
look,
bright spots.
It's a McLaren, right? So McLaren's a cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool McLaren, and it's an officially licensed McLaren.
MP4 12C.
It's an officially licensed McLaren. If you want a good McLaren car,
It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's not bad. There you go.
Yeah.
Still, I have no desire to see that movie. And then we've got. Is this the Comic-Con exclusive or no?
Yep. Oh,
they're gonna
not
sell.
that
No,
one.
it's good. They're gonna sell it at Comic-Con, but it's not exclusive to Comic-Con.
Well, no, this is the pack
No.
that's already been out.
Sorry,
That's
you're
the
right. I
Optimus
actually have that
and-
pack right now.
This is the one. The
I
Timelines,
got that.
Bumblebee, and Megatron. Yeah.
So
that's gonna be-
they said that's not exclusive to it.
it's first
but
to market at Comic Con.
It's first to market at
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then any leftovers might make their way to Pulse.
Okay, so is this some like
Yeah.
old timey thing? It's why they're trains or whatever.
It's called
Exactly.
Hearts of Steel.
Yep.
It was a comic run called Hearts of Steel where they all just it was like an alternate timeline thing where they all had like old timey like he's a train,
steampunk.
like Bumblebee's a train, he's a Thomas the Tank Engine kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
this is
it
actually
was like
really
a-
cool.
It's
Yeah.
a 4-issue run from IDW around
Yeah.
2006, if I remember. And yeah, it's exactly that. It's what happens
A little
if they made
biplane.
contact in the 19th century versus the 20th century.
Yeah.
And so it's a cool little side story. And apparently, with timelines, what they intend to do is create. So the joke that we've made a couple of streams now with, all right, once they do Megatron, Starscream, Bumblebee, and Optimus, they move on.
Yep.
But that's exactly the point of this particular
That's what they're gonna
line,
do,
is They're
literally.
going to
Yeah.
jump around
Yeah.
with those
Yep.
4. And it's smart in how they split it because, everybody, like if you're trying to save money, you're going to want Optimus and Megatron, right? But of course, they don't put them together. They put Megatron with Bumblebee
Mhm.
and they put Starscream with Optimus. So you have to buy both 2-packs.
Yep.
It's clever. And apparently next year, 2026, they've teased it. It's going to be an all new kind of design. Like it's nothing that
Yep.
we've seen in the comic books or anything
Oh,
yet.
fun.
It's just going to be a brand new design from the Hasbro and Takara Tomy, like kind of team up. So I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Yeah. I've never seen these. I didn't know this was a thing, but I love all 4 of them. I think these are great.
Yeah.
I mean, as a big Thomas the Tank Engine fan, I guess I can get behind this.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's third-party versions of these designs, and one of the repaints they did of that Bumblebee design was they did make a Thomas the Tank Engine version of it.
Do they for real?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can I get a
That's
Transformers Percy? Because that'd be dope as hell.
So
Nobody
they're
wants
all
to be Percy.
there was
Don't be a
an
Percy, Gary.
there was an
Percy pulls the
unofficial
nail
Thomas
on
the Tank
time.
Engine. Yeah, there was an
That's so
unofficial
cool.
Thomas the Tank Engine combiner back in
hell
like
yeah.
the
Wow.
early mid thousands. It was a great
That's
toy.
amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't give a crap about Thomas until my kid fell in love with it. I was like, "Let's go! We're watching Thomas."
Bum, 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 bum.
So I was young enough. Shining Time Station used to be.
Yeah,
one
I
of
watched.
my
Yeah, that was on
shows
TV. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
with
Yeah.
George Clooney as the conductor.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Which,
In America, yes.
yes,
It was
in America.
Ringo at first,
You're right.
Right.
Yeah,
and then it was George Clooney, and then it was like Alec Baldwin or something. I think.
it was Alec Baldwin. Well, Alec Baldwin was in the movie. I think. I don't know if he did the show too.
Yeah.
But okay.
But
Did you ever watch
in-
Bullet Train?
Uh,
Did you watch the movie Bullet Train?
Ooh, we did. Now I've got Save Ferris stuck in my head. But go ahead.
I just the Thomas the Tank Engine was like a big thing with one of the characters. He's like he has a sticker sheet and he like puts them on. He's like, you are a Percy.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell Gary. I was like, you don't want to be a Percy.
You don't want to be a Percy. Yeah, exactly.
My favorite. I love Gordon. I just like the bigger tank or the bigger engine. He's not a tank engine. He's a full steam train engine.
Stick with it, Gary. I love it. I respect it.
All right. That's anything else here? Can we wrap up? I don't know.
Do you want to talk about the 2026 teases?
Yeah, they teased stuff for next year. Yeah.
Yep.
So what
she's gonna square up?
Or no?
Yeah, she's gonna square up with Alita 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then also the what's his face? The Alpha Trion.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
The first creation by Primus. He and Primus go way back, like sack lunch with Capri Sun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good. No, he's their triple OG mentor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. That's great. Quip, I love how much homework you did ahead of today.
Yeah, you did a lot, man.
I tried.
Really locked in.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
It was implied to me that I would have to carry this conversation.
Yeah.
And
that's what's up.
You did great.
Yeah.
You did. I intended to do some research, but I did not. So thank you.
Well, after
I will also say,
go ahead.
For the people that care, they did also tease, not confirm, but tease the possibility of Monstructor, which is an underutilized combiner at the very, very end of the stream. They were because they're doing a little Q&A kind of thing.
What's it called? Monstructor?
So Monstructor was like in the early 90s, I want to say. He was a redo of the Dino King from, I think, was it Transformers Victory? But he was a pretender. So they were like little robots that went into like plastic shells, but they could all come out and combine into a thing. The problem is, most of them were made with the gold plastic, and gold plastic from like the 80s, 90s did not hold up well.
Yeah,
they would shatter. Yeah, they were brittle. So it seems to me he said they would not be dinosaurs because we have the
Dinobots.
The Dinobot combiner, the Legend scale, because these were all like smaller combiner guys. They were like really small. So he said they would not be dinosaurs. So it seems like either they would be new or they'd be heavy retools of the Dinobots that we got.
I love the colors. I love this teal gold guy over here.
Yeah, he had problems not dying, not falling apart.
I guess he's the only one, right? He's his arm.
No, the middle
guy here.
That's a funny way of putting it.
His whole head is
he has problems not dying.
Yeah.
No, that'd be pretty cool. All right, let's move on from Transformers Land. Let's talk about it's Yojo June, but it's been kind of a quiet Yojo June.
No Joe June.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is
slow
a pretty
Joe June.
Slow Joe June.
There you go.
I would have thought we would have had the next HasLab at least by now. There's only 2 days left or whatever of June.
Well, they said they would announce it at the end of the month, right? Which is tomorrow.
Yeah, they can still announce it tomorrow during the week. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's it. You only got tomorrow.
And then they teased. She kept teasing like cold. It was cool and like so. I mean, to me, it sounds like maybe a snowcat. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's kind of or everyone. We assume it's gonna be that, but it's wild that. Yeah. I guess they'll do it tomorrow.
What if Dan's got an unscheduled Hasbro Pulse stream with them, and
he just shows up?
Dan Larson just showing up. Hey, by the way, everybody, here's the HasLab. All right, bye.
We did Dan Larson. Nobody's kind of nailed the Dan Larson. Nostalgia Unboxed is trying to do it on his stream on Friday. Mike, do you have a good Dan Larson?
Okay, hold on. I've never tried this before, but let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, a wolf. Maybe let me try one more time. I like toys.
Oh, nailed it. It's like he's here in the room right now. Welcome to an episode of Toy Geeks.
No, it's just perfect. Oh my god. Anyway, let's talk about. I did not get this one. Mike, did you get the Rattler?
This was the first Hasbro Pulse HasLab where I was like, you know what? I just don't feel the need to own this. Like,
Okay.
I was already running out of space. And it was sort of the impetus to me being, you know what? I could get rid of all my GI Joe. So I don't own any. I don't own any. I had all of them. Like starting from the Snake Eyes like preview figure they did back in the day. Like I was a completionist on this line for a while. Had all both HasLabs and just. I don't know. I just fell out of love with the line, like real fast, like real hard.
This stretched your GI Joe collecting O-ring past its modulus of elasticity.
It did.
To where it
100%. It snapped. My legs fell apart. My crotch broke. My thumb.
Nope.
Both my thumbs came off. I don't have any thumbs anymore. Can't hold any of my guns.
I feel the same way, Mike, because I got the first two HasLabs. I was not a completist, but I definitely picked up the characters I liked. But yeah, this was the first one. I was like, you know what? It looks amazing.
It does. It 100%.
And even here in this unboxing video that they did last week, I think it looks incredible. It's gonna be amazing.
Yep.
I don't have any room for it. And I kind of just then I'm just like, to your same point, Mike, I'm kind of like getting rid of it all. It's weird how that collector logic works. We're just like, you know, I just don't have room for it. So goodbye to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's true. It's weird, but I start thinking like, what else could I put there if I didn't have it anymore? That's like it was 5 shelves worth of stuff that I freed up that I could put Mythic Legions or Cosmic Legions or Transformers or more Ninja Turtles. Like, I don't know, like there's real estate and that's a premium.
No, I agree. Gary, you're kind of in the same boat, right? Because you got out before this, right? Or where are you at with? Because you're a classified collector as well.
I'm out. I'm a recovering classified collector, and I'm doing.
Should we start a meeting? Okay. Should we start a group?
I think we need to, because I keep saying I'm out, and then I see Heavy Duty, and I'm like, well, maybe just one more. You know, it's.
Although yes, those Slipshots got me called out. I did buy that friggin' dragon. And so like me now, I'm like I have a dragon shaped shadow looming over my collection. I'm like, it's kind of stressing me out. Like, where am I gonna put this stupid monster? This $1,000 dragon? Like, where's it gonna go?
Did you already fill in all the space from like you getting rid of your
Joes? I did.
Fair enough.
What kind of collector do you think I am?
I don't know. I thought you were gonna really.
I'm not gonna have an empty space on my shelves for like a year and a half until a dragon comes out. It's like Game of Thrones, where they keep promising me a dragon, promising me dragons are coming, and then they come and it's awful.
Oh my god. No, I respect that. Well, because my Quip's a in-box collector and very he doesn't really buy a lot. He's very restrained. It's incredible.
Sure.
Yeah. I wish I had half of his
childhood or something.
I collect vicariously through all of you all, like, you know, your toy space. So I will contribute to other collectors collecting. The way that I scratch the itch too is like on the Discord and stuff. If somebody's hunting for anything in any of the toy Discords and I come across it, okay, cool. I get the dopamine hit of, oh my goodness, I found this figure that like, oh, it's so hard to find. Everybody needs it. But then I get my money right back. And it's like, okay, cool.
Here's the thing.
I didn't know I was
enabler. You're just an enabler.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know I was feeding your problem. I thought it was
my
problem.
I'm a pusher.
Here's the thing. Unless you buy it, get the dopamine hit, and then like a month later, 6 months later, a year later, you don't have the depression that sets in, that it's still sitting in the box you haven't opened yet in the closet because you didn't have space for it. You need to have the full cycle experience to truly get it, you know?
Yeah. Or once you do open it and it sits on your shelf untouched, collecting dust for months or a year and a half, and you're like, do I really want this thing?
Yeah.
Like would my life change if this weren't sitting on the shelf anymore? Like
that was college. So I got that all out of my system in college. Legitimately, like I would buy and sell.
I love how collecting was like, other than like getting drunk all the time or partying all the time.
Right.
College was the time for
college. I'm much more
exploring different lines, different properties.
You're experimenting with different lines.
And then, I decided once I finished, okay, now it's time for me to grow up and collect like an adult. And, I'm just...
That's more offensive than anything I've said today.
Exactly. Quip can probably see his floor.
I can see.
Wow. Just because it's true doesn't mean it should be said. Yeah,
that's true.
All right, let's keep moving on. I don't want to go too much longer, but I do want to talk about these guys. Sega Genesis cartridge dioramas. Mike, you can sit this one out because I know this wasn't your childhood or anything.
Wow. Okay. All right. No. But you're not wrong, but fine.
But I saw these, and I still have a Sega Genesis, and I still play Sega Genesis games. I have a analog, was it the Mega SG or something, to play them on my modern TV. I have a vintage TV to play my vintage Genesis. I still love playing Genesis games, and I love this idea of a Genesis cartridge that opens up to a little play set diorama thing. I think this is so much fun and so cool. Gare Bears, I know you're a big Sonic and Genesis guy. Like, what's your thoughts on seeing these?
Oh, am I? Yeah, no, this is this is so cool. This reminds me, it's so 90s in every conceivable way. The cartridge format, the characters, the video games, the play sets, like I love it. It reminds me of the they did like X-Men. They weren't micro machines, but they were like Danger Room play sets. Yeah. And that was the first thing I thought of whenever I saw these. And the figures look great. I hope they're as detailed as they appear to be in these images. And I'm all for this. I mean, we got freaking Carnival Night Zone as the background. Like that is so
That's
cool.
it. One of the best tracks.
It's the Michael Jackson track, isn't it? Or is it one of the
Michael Jackson track? Yeah.
One of them, yeah. There's two.
The Ice Cap Zone was another one too, right?
There's multiple actually.
No, I mean, because he,
And then the last level, I forget the name, but these are fantastic.
I mean, Sonic 2 is my all-time favorite Genesis game. Maybe my all-time favorite game. I love Sonic 2.
Oh,
really?
I'm right there with you.
To me, the speed, like it's just it improved the original game. You had the speed charge thing. And it's just very clean all the way through. And the music, I think, is my favorite music in 2 out of all of them. So I think 2 is my favorite.
Chemical Plant Zone slaps.
Chemical Plant Zone is so...
Like, that is probably the best Sonic track.
Yeah.
And agreed. And the way you just like speed through Chemical Plant, like it is so... Oh, I love it so much.
And I see in the comments... Sorry, I was just going to say, I see in the comments, Tech called it out because he had to share a room with me a couple weeks ago. Yes, my text message sounded the Sonic ring. So
I mean, I hear it every once in a while. I was like,
when I forget to silence my phone like an adult.
But no, it works with the vibes of the stream. So don't worry. About it. It's okay.
Sonic 2 let you go fast. The first Sonic had a lot of anti-going fast platforming that feels counter. Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I want to go faster.
And 2 introduced the supersonic speed, like spin.
Yeah, the
spin ball.
Spin
and it had tails.
And it had
tails. And you could play, that was a 2-player game with siblings instead of just waiting your turn. Yeah.
Well, it was great because my sisters could play Tails, but I would just keep going and then Tails would just fall off. And it didn't impact your game really at all.
Yeah.
But what made it really special is when I figured out you could go into the settings and just make it Sonic only and not have to have Tails floating around.
Yeah.
Or you could play just as Tails if you wanted to.
I would play just as Tails. That was fun.
Yeah.
And Supersonic.
And definitely not definitely not a rip-off of Super Saiyan Goku.
No,
it definitely was not.
Collecting all the Dragon Balls now.
And turning yellow and
spiky hair, yellow. Yeah, it was not a thing.
No.
Also, I recant so Chemical Plant is up there, but then I just had to go back to my Sonic 1 knowledge of Spring Yard Zone sounding just like every little step I take. In fact, there's an edit on, I think I've seen it on IG, where it's Bobby Brown dancing to Every Little Step I Take, but they dub over the Spring Yard Zone, and it's like perfectly synced.
Yeah.
And then Starlight Zone is probably my best. It is probably my favorite track from all the Sonics.
I love Hilltop Zone. I love Mystic Cave Zone. I love them
Mystic
all.
Cave is really good too.
That is a solid.
Yeah.
So good. Anyway,
So
these are cool. These are really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't even like. Are they on are these like, I mean, stores? Like, what are we? Big Bad Toy Store.
So they're up on Big Bad Toy Store. The Sega system is sold out, but if you just click the Wilder toys, the other ones are still available. So you can still get Altered Beast. You could still get.
What did these go into?
What'd you say?
There's a Sega system these go into.
Yeah, go back to the original one. See if you
what
look
did the
there.
Sega turn into?
The Sega turns into just a generic. So one, it's got a cartridge that looks like Sonic.
Yeah.
But then also, if you open up the Sega, it looks kind of like it's got a sample. You got the guy from Golden Axe.
It looks like Smash Brothers. It looks like a Smash.
It does.
This is final. This is final. The no items. Final zone. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know who the guy with the gun is. Like if you go back.
I don't either. I was wondering.
All the Sonic. So Golden Axe. Is it Death Adder from Golden Axe? But that's Mr.
Streets
X.
of Rage bad guy, right?
Rage. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I didn't. You had to zoom in. Yeah. That's Mr. X. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mr. X.
And we don't get an image of what the Altered Beast one looks like, but I'm sure it's as cool as
it's
the
kind
others,
of a little picture here.
Yeah. It's just a naked dude and another naked hairy dude that's
like
just growing out.
Go on. Yeah.
So yeah, I really dig these. A little pricey, $20 I think for these, $50 for the Sega, but whatever. I don't know. It's fun. All right, we got the Chogokin Time Train.
Awesome.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's a little small from what I understand scale wise, but it is really neat.
Yeah, and apparently it's hyper detailed.
Yeah, it looks just like
just looking at it, let me see what the conversion rate is on it. So for the price, it's about $400.
That's a big one. That's a big one. No, thank you.
Yeah,
no, thank you. I'm good.
Not gonna do it.
Couldn't that wouldn't be prudent.
Yeah,
it's neat. It is really neat. I have the Hot Toys DeLorean, and that's about all I need. That's all I have space for. So that's gonna be it.
Yeah, Time Train might be that bridge too far. Where if you get all four of the DeLorean types, right? You need 1, you need 2, you need the opening to 3 with the
50s white
walls and everything, and then you need the train track tires for 3. And then you could tap out. Like that's your Starscream, Megatron, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee. Just those 4. You don't need any other vehicles. Could you get Biff's car? Sure. A manure truck? That would be fun. But you don't need them.
No.
For a Back to the Future vehicle collection.
Nah. It's neat though. It looks really good. And then this was a big deal this week with the SH Figure Arts Cyclops Gamerverse. I know all of the Marvel vs. Capcom fans. Apparently, this is more in scale. Quip, I know you're a big fan of the game. Maybe not SH Figure Arts, but what was your thoughts on seeing this?
I'm a big fan of the game, and Cyclops is my guy.
Look at that butt. Look at that
butt.
Look at that ass.
Exactly. Like look at this ass. But I will say, like, this is my quintessential Cyclops.
Okay.
Because Cyclops was one of my main on my team of 3. And Psych has always been that dude. Like, I couldn't stand the Fox X-Men series because it was just Wolverine and the X whatevers.
Whoa.
And about how they
cartoon?
No. So not the Fox cartoon. I'm talking the Fox like real life X-Men.
Live action.
All the
live action.
You didn't like James Marsden as Cyclops.
I didn't dislike James Marsden because I think James Marsden has the look for Cyclops. I didn't like how they disrespected Psych so regularly, and
You didn't like his like perpetual cuck energy.
No, yeah, it was just they made him kind of weak and whiny, and like in the comic books, like Cyclops, there's a reason why Cyclops is the leader. I mean, he's a top tier strategist, just like
in the comic books.
To rival
In the comic books, it's heavily implied that he's in a throuple situation with Wolverine and Jean Grey.
Fair enough. The big thing is I appreciate X-97 putting some respect on.
Oh, he was on. Yeah, he was great.
Like they finally, I was like, okay, yes, they respected my guy.
Yeah,
Cyclops, he's just that dude. He's cool. Somebody's got to be responsible. Everybody, it's kind of like so. Sorry, Quip.
Gene.
And then they killed him off in 3, right?
They did. They did him dirty in 3,
Man of Steel.
On screen too.
Yeah. Big, just kill him off like that. I don't know. So people were complaining about the scale of this. However, there's still some question. Okay, was that a placeholder? Is it gonna be larger? People are kind of jumping the gun. I feel like, oh, it's gonna be shorter. So they're trying to go back to 90s, disrespecting my boy Psych. I'm saying stand fast. Let SHF cook because this looks good, and let's see what also they kind of come up with as far as, so it's primarily going to be on the Marvel side of things.
Sure.
Again, they, as I understand it, SHF does true 1/12 scale versus 6-inch scale. So it's a little different. It's not necessarily going to be the same size as a Marvel Legend, but it might scale a little better than people are anticipating.
Okay.
So.
All right. Cool. All right. Mike, any thoughts on SH Figure Arts Cyclops?
Well, I mean, my first question when I saw this was, are they going to give us an accessory for his gigantic screen wide like optic blast? And the answer was, yeah, they did, but it's like a cardboard backdrop.
Yeah. And I think Johnny Nostalgia actually shared that there's a couple of different effects, like third-party effects creators that might be able to do something that's kind of like a translucent plastic. You could add to it. I get it. It's not packed in. The fact that even that backdrop says Cyclops optic blast on it, it limits your photography options too. So, all right, fair enough. That's fair criticism, but it does come with other different optic blast effects. And as far as fitting the aesthetic of Marvel vs. Capcom, sure, the other ones could work in a display, but this is the vibe. This is the aesthetic from the game.
It's gonna be
so right now, one of my shelves is a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 shelf because I've got the Jada Toy Street Fighter figures, and then I've pared down all of my Marvel Legends except for the guys that were in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I have them all squished into the same shelf. So the X-Men 97 Cyclops is currently my Cyclops for that.
And that'll work.
It's working fine. It's working. Yeah. I feel like he's a little tall. I feel like he's a little. The Marvel Legends are a little bit bigger than Jada Toys, but
they are.
But like it's fine for what I'm going for. But I think this looks better. I just don't know if it looks like the price that it's going to be.
Exactly.
That's fair too.
That is
like fair.
Like my $25 Cyclops is just fine for what I'm. Yeah.
That's the thing there. I mean, they're going to be nice. It's just it comes with a price. And I will say, I think maybe the comment of the night, Nick Dillinger, this man likes to watch. That's what the visor's for.
That's what the visor's for.
Criticisms other than the big optic blast is even on this head, like if you zoom in, Jay, the fact that the mouth is just filled in one solid piece and it looks more animated, but it's it feels kind of weird.
It has like the tears coming down his eyes to look at Jean with Wolverine.
Well, there's the inexpensive cosplay guy did this, but he did like a hot dog on his face.
That was so funny. The more I stare at the mouth, the less I like this, and the more creepy I get.
The other head portraits with like where he's got like the arms crossed about to blast. The other portraits are a little cooler.
Was it here? This is the link you put in, Quip.
It should be there. It should be on that one. There were a couple of different other. Hold on. That's the wait.
I'm looking. Well, no, the link I had was this one.
Oh, it was the Toy Arc one? Okay. All right. Oh, no. Yeah, it should be that one. It should be that one.
It has nothing. I got these three pictures.
Oh, well. Okay. If it's not pictured there, that's fine.
Real quick, I did forget to put these super chats, and I'm sorry. $2 super chat, self-presence, Combiner Wars doesn't get enough love. Great series. So God bless that.
There you go.
And then Mike Perso here. Heroin is cheaper and doesn't need to be dusted.
True. Facts.
Huh?
But you will die probably. Johnny Cock gets 5 GDL family memberships.
Hey,
I got family.
Thank you so much, Johnny Cock. All right, folks. It's a good place to call it quits here. Gare Bears, Quip and I will be doing After Dark. I haven't made the post yet because it's just been a busy day, but I'll make a post right after this ends. So patrons, don't worry. I'll make a post and we'll all go and have a fun time in After Dark. Gary's going to share a fun toy shop that he found and maybe some things that he picked up there.
Indeed.
Mike, this was an absolute treat having you here tonight. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I went off the rails a little bit. I guess.
No way.
I got a little heated.
No. No, that was lovely. I enjoyed every millisecond of it.
I'm glad.
Great stuff.
And anything coming up in your sphere? I mean, I know you're getting your new house set up and everything, probably really busy with that, but
yeah, I mean, at some point when I feel ready, I'm going to have some long, big stream where I unbox all the toys that I've gotten in the last couple months, but haven't opened because I felt like it was pointless to open them when I was moving. Because like stuff I would lose or whatever. So I literally on here, there's like 30 toys just here that I haven't opened yet. So I'm probably gonna do some long stream where I unbox them all.
Well, it would be fun just because it's very rare that. Well, I mean, I guess it happens, but it's not every day that you kind of get to reimagine your collection and your display and your approach. And
I got to like pare it down. I got to like decide what was important to me, what wasn't. Like, how much do I love Ganesha? A lot. I haven't opened him up yet, but he's a big elephant guy, and this guy just got, and I'm gonna open them up at some point. Like,
the elephant is incredible. That's been at a couple shows I've been to. It looks amazing. People, Fright Zone drops on Tuesday.
Tomorrow or Tuesday?
July 1st, I think. July 1st. Pretty sure. And then also all of those loyal subjects drop on July 1st. Next episode of Toy Geek. Sorry it didn't drop this week. We had some scheduling rearrangements. So we recorded the 1990 episode with James E. Talk on, when did Dan and I record that? Thursday night? And then recorded with Dole on Saturday. So the 1990 episode will drop Tuesday this week, and then the Dolers episode will drop the week after that. And then Dan and I will do Man of Steel for Superman week, which will be a ton of fun. The 1996-97 Kenner toy line. So that should be fun.
What a great line.
Right? I haven't thought about it in a minute. Like, that'd be a fun one to go back to.
I didn't have any of them, but I think about the toys frequently. So I don't know why.
That's interesting.
Do you ever look at the moon and wonder if the toys are looking at the same moon with you, Gary?
Somewhere out there.
Yes. To answer your question,
all right. Well, Mike, your channel's on the Friends of GDL, but I'll put another link in the description. People go sub up to Mike's channel. Of course, he is on Dan Larson's live streams on the Secret Galaxy channel and will be at the Toytubers Unite at night panel party extravaganza. Mike, it's kind of wild. You live in San Diego for however many years.
Yeah, for years, decades.
And now coming right back.
I bought the ticket before I even moved away. I'm like, I'm coming back. Just when I thought I was out, they got me back.
I mean, as a former San Diegan, what I love about Comic-Con is I get to go back home. I get to hang, go to a Padre game, go to the beach.
It's still there. It's the same beach. It's the same beach I never went to when I lived there.
Are you going to? Are you going to La Jolla?
I usually went to Moonlight, but
very nice. I usually do La Jolla Shores.
La Jolla Shores is good. Yeah. Maybe go up to Carlsbad, Warm Waters, whatever. It's all good.
I like the cold of the Pacific Ocean. That's just me.
I have less to add on subject than I do on Transformers.
It was only called Warm Waters because the power plant shot out probably irradiated warm water into the area, so you're gonna grow like a third eye or something.
Don't worry about it.
It's gonna feel good for a little while.
Well, if you do like Coronado or whatever, you get TJ's waste.
True, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah. So the barbecue place from Top Gun is right across the street from the convention center. The Top Gun house is in Oceanside, but it is now a pie shop.
Oh.
And it's not called Highway to the Danger Zone, which is a shame. It's just called like Top Gun Pies or something like that. But like I'm like Highway to the Danger Zone is literally right there.
It's right there.
Okay.
Right there.
So Dan's going to Comic-Con first time. Is this the first time at San Diego? Are you going to take him to all the Top Gun?
Of course I'm going to take him to. I feel like we all have to go.
You have to take Dan Larson.
Yeah. Like he's got to go to this Top Gun place. He's got to go to the Midway, like where his dad worked or whatever. Like it's right there. It's right there. Yeah.
Barbecue place. But
you've got to do it as a group, so you're hanging with the boys. Good night, everyone.
You gotta hang with the boys. We're gonna have shirtless volleyball. Yeah.
Flex as I look at my watch. Like
yeah.
And we're gonna make him eat a California burrito.
Oh yeah. All right, that is gonna do it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Again, patrons, Quip, Gary, and I will be joining you in After Dark. And then I don't know. Buy the tickets to the party. Comic-Con. It's gonna be a great time.
Real quick,
sorry.
Thursday night, 9 p.m. I'm gonna be on Punk with Toys. So it's Thursday with friends. So
there you go.
So
go hang out
Thursday
with
the 3rd. There you go. Check out a Punk.
Are you doing anything?
Nope.
On that note,
I like it.
We'll
Just
see you
honest
next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye. Take your breath away.